Good morning, everybody. It's story time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to imagination's end. Through song and laugh, there's lots of learning, and the fun never ends. It's story time. Good morning. Thank you for coming to our Storytime Snippets of the Week. I'm Mrs. Allie with the Naples Library, and I'm here in our children's room to offer you an awesome story today. So this week, we're going to be learning all about equals and opposites. Do you know what equal means? What it is to be equal? Do you know? Do you know what it means to be opposite? These are things to think about. If you already know what both of these things mean, go you. You are so smart. And this will be an awesome review and fun story for you. And if you don't know what equal means and opposite means, that's awesome because you're going to learn about it today. Don't ever be ashamed for not knowing something. So, we can honestly just get right into it. Today, we're offering a story. I know this is going to be backwards on your screen. We're offering a story called Equal Shmequal. And this is by Virginia Kroll. Equal Shmequal is a book that teaches us about what it means for two things to be equal and what differences can be put together in order to create equality on both sides. This is a really awesome book. Not everything that we will see today is from this book, so it's just loosely based on the book, okay? All right, so without further ado, you'll see the screen here. And on this screen, you can see that there are how many, well, we're going to pretend these are school children, not weird heads that are floating. We're just going to pretend, okay? All right. So on one side, how many children do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many children do we have on the other side? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 on this side, and we have 4 on this side. And that's how we're going to start our story today. So we have our main character and best friend and star of the show, Miss Mouse. Miss Mouse is out near the playground while kids are having recess or free time. And Miss Mouse watches from the sidelines underneath a leaf. She watches the school children playing this game. She watches that they have a rope between them, and there's a line drawn on the ground between them as well. And children on this side take a hold of this rope and they pull, and they pull, and they pull, and they pull. And the children on this side do the same thing. And they battle back and forth and back and forth. And you'll see that the rope goes to this side, and the rope goes to this side, and this side, and this side, until one side is pulled over the line. And when one person from one side is pulled over the line, the other side wins. You see that? This game is called Tug of War, and it's a really fun game to play. Mouse saw this game and saw all of the kids playing the game. She saw the kids say, the two sides have to be equal. Equal. That's something to think about. Well, the school bell rang and all of the children ran and got on the bus and they went home. They left behind the rope and the line in the sand. And Mouse observed this rope and this line in the sand. That looked like a lot of fun, said Mouse. Hey, said Mouse. And then out of the woods lumbered Mouse's friend, Bear. Bear looked at this and said,
What do you want to play?
"It's a game," squeaked Mouse. "You take one end of the rope and I'll take the other. And then we both pull to see who wins." So Bear got on one side of the rope and Mouse got on the other side of the rope. And they both pulled. What do you think happened when both of them pulled on each side of the rope? Who do you think wins tug of war today? Well, Bear took a hold of that rope and gave a huge tug, and poor little Mouse got flung right into the air and landed, boop, right on the other side, right next to Bear. "That ain't no fair," squeaked Mouse. She picked herself up and brushed herself off. "I forgot that the teams have to be equal."
"Equal Shmequal,"
said Bear. All of a sudden, some sharp claws grabbed Mouse's tail. "Hey, get off of me!" "Gotcha," snarled Bobcat. "Help, help!" Bear stood on his hind legs as big as he could get, and he said, "Bobcat,
let Mouse go right now."
Bobcat whimpered, "Oh, sorry. I just wanted to join the game. See, Wolf's here too."
Ooh.
Wolf stepped out into the open from behind the bushes, and Mouse brushed off her fur, a little bit upset by almost being caught by Bobcat. That wasn't very kind. "Of course you guys can play," Mouse said. "Everyone can play as long as the teams are equal."
"Equal Shmequal,"
said Bear, eating a sandwich out of the garbage can in the distance. He's not very interested in this silly little game. All of a sudden, Rabbit hopped onto the field. Burp, 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 burp. "Hey, what's up, Doc? Can we play too?" Slowly after Rabbit came Rabbit's friend, Box Turtle.
"Yeah,"
He said,
"I'd like to play this game." "What does equal mean anyway?"
said Turtle. "Equal means fair," explained Mouse. "We should divide into 2 equal teams somehow."
"Equal Shmequal,"
said Bear, still chomping on his sandwich. Let's see how we can make these teams equal. "Let's try meat eaters against plant eaters," said Rabbit. "That would be fair." "Okay, so can you help me at home figure out which of these eat meat and which of these animals don't eat meat?" What do you think Bobcat eats? Do you think Bobcat eats flowers? Or do you think Bobcat eats meat? Bobcat eats meat. Let's put Bobcat on this side of the line. What do you think about Bunny? The rabbits, do they eat deer? Do they eat wildebeest or fish? No, rabbits eat clover and carrots and flowers. We'll put Rabbit on this side of the line. Oops, our rope fell. So, what does Wolf eat? Does Wolf eat oats and hay? No, Wolf eats meat too. Wolf will go over here with Bobcat. And that leaves Turtle and Mouse. What about us? Said Turtle and Mouse. We eat both things, basically whatever is small enough. I eat bugs sometimes.
I eat bugs too, said Turtle.
But I also eat things like grains and breads and flowers, sometimes hay.
Yeah, and I like to eat grass and leaves too, said Turtle.
Well, for the sake of simplicity, I suppose that if you don't eat meat at all, and you prefer to eat, for the sake of simplicity, if you prefer to eat plants, your favorite food is plants, then you'll come over on my side with me. What's your favorite food, Turtle?
Turtle said, well, I think I like dandelions best.
So he came over on the side with Rabbit. And I like blackberries best, said Mouse. So Mouse came over on the side with Rabbit. So it's meat eaters against everybody else. How do you think this will work? What do you think, guys? Who do you think will win this tug-of-war battle? How many do we have on this side? 1, 2, 3. How many do we have on this side? 1, 2. This side has more. But which of these animals are bigger? I know Mouse is very small, and wolves are kind of big. We'll have to find out. So, 1, 2, 3. And with just one very hard pull, Bobcat and Wolf pulled the rope and all of the other critters over onto their side of the line. They were clearly stronger.
That wasn't equal,
Turtle complained, peeking out from his shell. All right. Everyone with fur, go to one side. Everyone without fur, go to the other side. So which of these animals has fur, and which of these animals does not have fur? Let's put this back in the middle here. Does a bobcat have fur? Yes. We'll put bobcat on this side. Does a wolf have fur? Yes. Wolf will be on this side. Does a turtle have fur? No, turtles don't have fur. We'll put them on this side. What about a mouse? Mice have fur. And last but not least, what about a bunny? Bunnies have fur. So the bunny will go over here. Hey, that leaves only turtle on one side. That's not equal, is it? No, that's not equal. Okay, well, let's try something different. Does anybody know what halves are? Rabbit asked. I've heard the farmer talking about halves. Well, halves are when you make two groups with the same number, said Mouse. Can we make halves out of these teams? Well, how many animals are in this group? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can start by putting one animal on each side until you use all of the animals up. So first we'll put turtle on this side. Next, we'll put mouse over here. So then we have 1 and 1. Well, we'll put bobcat over here and rabbit over here. Then we have 1, 2, and 1, 2. That leaves wolf. If we put wolf over here, we have 1, 2, 3. If we put wolf over here, we have 1, 2, 3. But no matter where we put Wolf, the other team will not have the same amount as Wolf's team. Do you see that? This side now only has 2, and this side has 3. That's not equal. They're not halves. Well, just when they couldn't decide, out of the bushes pops somebody with a ringed tail. The friend raccoon. Oh, raccoon, nice to see you. It looks like you guys are having fun here, said Raccoon. I'd like to help. But, I want to keep an eye on Wolf and Bobcat, so I want them to be on the same team. I'll stand behind them just to make sure they're not up to something. So Wolf came over on this side, and Bobcat was on this side too. Turtle went over to the other side with Bunny and Mouse, and Raccoon hung out on the edge here. Meanwhile, Bear is in the background now eating a piece of pizza, saying, "Equal, Shmequal."
This is boring,
says Bear. So, the animals lined up. 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, and they 1, 2, 3, pull! But very quickly and easily, Mouse, Turtle, and Rabbit were all pulled over the line. Why do you think they were pulled over the line so easily? Well, turtles are smaller than all of these animals, aren't they? Rabbits are smaller than all of these animals, and definitely mice are smaller than all these animals. So the sides, although they were even in number, were not even, because all the small guys were on one side and all the big guys were on the other. And that's not equal. Just because the numbers are equal does not mean that the teams are equal. So the animals started to fight. "It's no fair. You're much bigger than me." "Well, you're just mad because you lost." "You don't care if the teams are equal as long as you win." They started to fight amongst themselves. And Mouse sat and thought. "Listen," said Mouse as they were fighting. Hey, listen up," said Mouse. "I got something to say. I have an idea." And everybody stopped for just a moment. "Well, what's your great idea?" said Bobcat. "I thought instead of equal numbers, we can use equal weights. The big ones and the small ones, you know. And if everybody on each team weighs the same, the team should be equal." "Well, how do we figure that out?" said Wolf. "Well, luckily they were right next to a playground, remember? And at that playground, there was a seesaw, a teeter-totter. And the cool thing about teeter-totters is that, do you know what a teeter-totter is? Do you know how a teeter-totter works? Well, one guy gets on one side of the teeter-totter, and one guy gets on the other side of the teeter-totter, and the guy on this side pushes up from the ground, and when they push up from the ground, the other side goes down. So that this guy's in the air now, and this guy's on the ground. And then this guy will push up, whoop, and the teeter-totter will go up again. But if nobody pushes from either side, and they both just sit on the teeter-totter, and they weigh the same amount of weight, the teeter-totter will stay level and equal. So if Mouse gets on a teeter-totter and a big animal like wolf gets on a teeter-totter, well, wolf weighs more. So his side of the teeter-totter will go down toward the ground. And mouse's will be up in the air. Do you see how that works? So wolf jumped on one side of the teeter-totter, and turtle jumped on the other side of the teeter-totter. And who do you think weighs more? Wolf or turtle? Well, wolf weighs more. So turtle's side went up in the air, and wolf's side was down on the ground. Then raccoon got up on turtle's side. And when raccoon got on turtle's side, they weighed more than wolf. Their side sank to the ground. Do you see that? And then bobcat got on the seesaw. He got on wolf's side because wolf's side weighed less. When he got on wolf's side and rabbit got on wolf's side, well, the teeter-totter switched. They weighed more on this side than they did on this side. So these guys were up in the air now, and these guys were down on the ground. And then we had one animal left. Mouse got up on the teeter-totter with raccoon and turtle. And the teeter-totter was even. That means that both teams are equal. The teams are equally balanced. Well, everybody was shouting, hooray, hooray, we figured it out. And over from the corner, Bear was like, hey, that looks like fun. And Bear ran over really quick and jumped on the side with Wolf, Bobcat, and Rabbit, and flung Raccoon, Turtle, and Mouse all up into the air. Oh my goodness.
Whoops,
said Bear.
I guess it's not equal anymore.
We'll have to make this right, said Mouse. Let's try again. Now, Bear, you get on first. Okay. So, Bear gets on, and of course, his side goes down. He's so big and heavy. And then all the animals get on the other side. Bobcat offered to go first, because if Bobcat falls, bobcats will land on their feet. And still, the seesaw didn't move. Next, Wolf got on. Still, the seesaw did not move. Then Raccoon got on, and Turtle got on, and Rabbit got on, and soon all of the animals were on one side, except for Bear, and the teams started to even out. But it looks like all together, all of these animals weighed a little bit more than Bear. Can you see how the seesaw is a little bit crooked here? Well, guess who's going to make a difference there? At last, Mouse got up on the teeter-totter, went over and sat next to Bear, and the teeter-totter was even. That means it was equal. Woohoo! They figured it out. So they knew who was on each team. Bear and Mouse were on one team, while Raccoon, Turtle, Wolf, Rabbit, and Bobcat were on the other team. Perfect, they said. We figured out our teams. So they got off of the teeter-totter one by one and went back to the rope. We're going to put all these guys in kind of one big glob here, okay? For the sake of space. So, all of the animals on one, Bear and Mouse on the other, lying down the middle, And what do you think happened this time?
Well, they pulled. They pulled and they pulled.
They pulled and pulled and pulled, and nobody was winning. Do you know what that means? That the teams were equal. What if no one can win? Said Rabbit. Well, suddenly, they all heard a buzzing. A whole swarm of bees went right past Bear's head.
Bees?
Shouted Bear.
There must be honey nearby.
And when he looked up and pointed at the bees, he was distracted. He took one of his paws off of the tug-of-war rope, and all of a sudden, they pulled, and Bear and Mouse were dragged right over the line. Hooray! Hooray! Said Rabbit. We won! We won! But the teams were equal, said Raccoon. How did we win? What really matters is equal effort, said Mouse. And since Bear stopped pulling, that means you guys had more effort, so you win. When we all pulled our hardest, the effort was equal. When Bear saw the bees, he forgot, and the effort was not equal anymore. So they followed the bees to where they were going, and they found some delicious golden honey dripping from the beehive. Buzz, buzz, buzz. And their friend Bear helped them get honey out of the hive and said, "Equal, Shmequal," while he shared all of the honey with everybody equally. Oh, equally. Everybody shared equally. All right, friends. Well, I hope that helped you learn what it means to be equal and what it means to be different. I hope you had a great time learning all about those concepts today. And on Friday, I have a couple of awesome books about equals and opposites for you. So we'll see you then, okay? Until then, enjoy this extremely snowy, cold day. Maybe it's just a really good day to be inside with some hot cocoa next to a fire, right? All right, we'll see you Friday. Have a good one. Thanks for coming. Bye.